a serene ranch, a magnificent Mustang, and one reckless decision that altered everything. When an irresponsible ranch hand took things too far, he had no idea that the ranch owner was watching. What followed was a gripping tale of justice, redemption, and an unbreakable connection between man and horse. Stay with us as we unveil this powerful and emotional journey that will keep you hooked until the end. The sun sank beyond the horizon, painting the vast ranch in shades of amber and crimson. The tranquil atmosphere was broken only by the gentle whisper of the wind and the occasional whinny from the paddocks. Ethan Carter, the owner of the ranch, leaned against the wooden railing of his porch, cradling a cup of his favorite coffee. His gaze wandered over the rolling fields, absorbing the familiar beauty of the land he had called home for over 30 years. His prized Mustang, Thunder, stood in the nearest paddock, his muscular chestnut frame gleaming in the fading light. The stallion was more than just a horse. He was a symbol of endurance and liberty. Ethan had saved him from capture and confinement years ago, and since then, Thunder had proven himself to be extraordinary. His unbreakable spirit, unmatched strength, and sharp intellect set him apart from the rest of the herd. But tonight, something wasn't right. The other horses in the distance appeared uneasy, their movements tense under the dim sky. Thunder, too, stamped the ground and twitched his ears, sensing something was amiss. Ethan set his mug aside, instincts kicking in. His gut told him trouble was brewing. He pushed off the porch and strode toward the paddocks, his boots crunching against the dry earth. Just as he neared, a loud, drunken shout erupted from the stables, shattering the night stillness. His jaw clenched. He recognized that voice. It was Luke. Ethan picked up his pace, his expression darkening. If Luke had crossed the line, there would be consequences. Ethan picked up his pace, his expression darkening. If Luke had crossed the line, there would be consequences. As he neared the stable, the flickering lantern light revealed Luke stumbling inside Thunder's stall, his movements clumsy from too much whiskey. He reeked of alcohol, and his eyes burned with reckless intent. "Let's see how tough you really are," Luke slurred, gripping a rope in one hand. Thunder snorted, backing up, his muscles tensed like coiled springs. He wasn't afraid, but he was wary. Ethan's voice rang out, sharp and commanding. "Luke, step away from that horse." Luke startled, spinning around. "It's just a bit of fun, boss," he muttered, though his grip on the rope tightened. Ethan's temper flared. "You call scaring a Mustang fun? That horse is worth more than you'll ever be if you keep acting like this." But Luke wasn't listening. With a sudden lunge, he tried to loop the rope around Thunder's neck. The stallion reared, his front hooves kicking the air in protest. Then it happened. Thunder lashed out, his powerful legs knocking Luke off balance. The drunken farmhand crashed into the side of the stall, groaning as he clutched his shoulder. Ethan didn't move to help him. "Get out," Ethan said, his voice low but firm. Luke looked up, dazed and humiliated, but one glance at Ethan's unforgiving stare told him there was no arguing. Without another word, he staggered to his feet and left. Ethan sighed, stepping into the stall. Thunder was still breathing heavily, his ears flicking back. Gently, Ethan placed a hand on his neck, feeling the tension beneath his coat. "It's all right, boy," he murmured. "He's gone." Thunder exhaled, his large dark eyes softening. He trusted Ethan. He always had. By morning, Luke was gone. Ethan fired him before sunrise, making it clear there was no place on this ranch for cruelty. But the real change wasn't just in the ranch, it was in Thunder. Since that night, Thunder grew even closer to Ethan. The Mustang who once resisted human touch now nuzzled against him whenever he came near. He followed Ethan along the fence line, his loyalty unshaken. And Ethan knew one thing for certain. Some bonds aren't built by ownership. They are built by trust. And trust, once earned, was stronger than anything in the world. The end.